That's why I love having you casting directors on, because you guys give this unique insight that is applicable. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you talk to agents or whatever, none of it, they're not on the ground. They're not on the forefront. You guys are there in the room oftentimes seeing this.
We should be
experiencing
in the room.
the VO. Well, a lot of people from my interviews leave the footage on. They don't necessarily pay attention to it, but they're tangentially in the room. Their people know what they're looking for. You're rolling your eyes. But what I was going to ask you before...
We'll discuss what a casting director's job is supposed to be. And
no, tell me right now. Let's get it out in the air.
Okay. The job of a casting director is to serve. We serve the client, but we serve the actors also. It's not about us.
Right.
That's what I go absolutely bananas. I mean, I obviously don't say anything because it's not my role to do so. But when casting directors are, yes, you have to prep the job, and yes, you have to turn over every picture, which has become a lot harder since the internet, because agents submit every Tom, Dick, and Harry, as opposed to narrow down to the really most thoughtful ideas, because they had to pull the pictures. But it's to look at all of them. And for those people, some of them named Mike, who don't have their reels on LA Casting and who make us go all the way to Breakdown Services or elsewhere to find their footage. I won't mention specifically who. You do that. I mean, your job is to hunt.
Yeah.
And then your job is to be in that casting room.
Yeah.
You don't hand it off to, sometimes you have to.
Right.
But, that's why I'm up to like 3 a.m. consult. This is why this is my nectar, is
Diet
because,
Coke.
I'm a good director.
Yeah.
I should be in the room. If I suck, maybe I shouldn't. But I'm an excellent director, be it commercials or be it theatrical, and as are the people that work with me. And the actor deserves to have us in the room.
Yeah.
They drove all that way.
Yeah.
They're putting in their time on the copy. There's no excuse for me to not be out in the lobby, giving heads-up direction, talking to people, be in the room, unless, a client calls or
Right.
There's a last-minute prep that I can't do while I'm in the room.
So you're actively around. I to be honest with you, I haven't been in your office for a while.
I know.
But,
You're making that. Actually,
but are you...
Wait a minute. Sidetrack.
Yeah.
I was going to bring with me a copy of the spot that I thought you did for me. And
I was on a veil for one for you.
Yeah.
Was that the one?
And then I looked at the spot and I go, oh, I should show this to him if he hasn't seen it already. And but the guys are all in kind of football face paint, so I couldn't tell which one was you. So I ran back and I looked at my booking sheet and I'm like, oh.
I remember you talked to me on the phone. You were so sweet. You basically said something along the lines of, I really like you, but there was something... I don't remember exactly, but you were very kind to me, and you let me know when I was released, I feel like, everything.
And this is one thing that Lori said, and it drives me bananas. Why can't a casting director release people?
It's called common decency.
It's called professionalism.
Yeah.
It's called not being an amateur. It's called doing your job, getting back to doing your job. It's also because I'm a New York ad agency person. I was a casting director at Saatchi in New York. I worked theatrically in New York with Barbara Clay and people like that.
Yeah.
But I was casting director at Saatchi. I was head of casting at what's now Arnold. I was offered head of casting at McCann, but I said no because it was all celebrity stuff. And I feel that my job with my skill set is to be in the room.
Right.
I don't get turned on by throwing money at celebrities who already have jobs.
Right.
And I'm not good at it.
Yeah. So actively, are you in the room right now when you're working jobs?
No, I'm right here. I'm doing a podcast with you right now.
You know what I mean? When you're working a job,
of course,
you're in the room. You're telling people.
Of course.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Why should that be awesome? That's my job.
Well, I agree, but it is awesome that you're trying to make that a normal thing.
And also, it's my job. When I first worked at Saatchi, I had to have the SAG-AFTRA book memorized.
Wow. That's impressive. Do you still have it memorized?
No, because a lot of things. I myself and Arlene Schuster-Goss and her office and Beth Holmes' office, we're the committee, SAG-AFTRA committee liaisons between
Okay.
the casting director and SAG-AFTRA. So we kind of like have to really
That's
know it
smart.
because we have
Yeah.
to relay it to the other casting
Makes sense.
directors. But I have to know the answers immediately when producers call me.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I mean, or know exactly who to ask.